Says I'm live. Can you hear me? That's working now.
Where? I don't see it.
It's the one that says live. Man. Let me see.
Is it hearing?
No, I see the microphone moving though.
Don't see it. Where are you at? Okay, still hear you.
Can you hear me? See there? It's working.
You have a prepaid call from an incarcerated individual at the Mill Creek State Prison, Ione, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Link. So,
Shit, what are you doing?
just finally got a chance to relax. Had kind of a busy day.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had a attorney visit this morning from on board.
Okay.
I had to go under and tell her like I'm not trying to go.
Yeah.
So she's gonna try to put in a waiver for a year. But she passed the deadline for that yesterday. She's gonna try to do it anyways. But if it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna go in there and speak my mind, tell them how I feel, and just get up and walk out.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna let them fucking vexure me. I'm not gonna talk about my case.
Hey, so I'm doing a live right now, right?
Yeah?
I said I'm doing a live on YouTube right now.
Okay.
So I was gonna ask you a couple things. It's cool.
That's fine.
All right. So I came across this article earlier, right? And I guess it was the one where Blanco got busted, because you heard about that, right? Where they got him with like the conspiracy and all that shit.
Yeah, we're still doing all that over the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the transcripts.
Oh, really?
They were talking about me and Johnny over the phone too.
Yeah, because when I seen it, it was showing like that he got caught up, and I think his girl and Primo's girl and
No, not Primo's girl, Primo.
oh.
He got 26 years. Snoop got life. Blanco got 9, and then little Snoop's mom got caught up. She got 4, and 2 other brothers got 4 years. But Primo's girl was one of them.
Damn.
Yeah, all for talking over the phone.
Yeah.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. The only reason me and the homie didn't get caught up is because we weren't talking on the phone. They just mentioned our names.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that stupid. I don't like talking to that dude.
Hey. So you met Gunner before, right? Leonard Vidari.
Yeah, fucking bitch ass Gunner gave himself that name.
He tries claiming that he's never been on a S&Y yard.
I was in Corcoran with him.
Yeah?
I was in Corcoran with him, and he was scared to tell me that he was a writer.
See, he denied.
I wasn't at the time, and I looked down upon him.
Yeah, he denies ever being a writer also.
Yeah, he was there in I want to say like 05, 06, 07 in that time period.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fact. He was locked up. Like, there's documentation on it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no denying it.
Yeah.
As far as being qualified, like, I wouldn't admit if he was or not. Like, I'm just saying it because I know for a fact. But I wouldn't claim that fool. Like, he gave himself that name Gunner. I know about him from back when he was from
hanging around because he was a punk and he never put in no work. Like, they didn't even respect him. That's why they call him Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Like, that dude, he wasn't ever nobody.
Yeah.
That's why he's just running his mouth online behind a fucking camera. Like, how hard is that?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he'd be trying to call out all these people online, but he knows he ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, for me, like, all that shit is frustrating because even though I'm no longer a member, like, I dedicated a good portion of my life to that shit, and I pushed it the right way.
Yeah.
The other motherfuckers, like, claim it, even though they were never really a part of it. It's like, come on, man. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, we got time for that shit. We shed blood for that shit. Like, you don't even hear me bragging about it.
Oh, I know.
Just like my kneecaps. Some motherfuckers online doing all that shit too.
I know. I watched a video of his earlier, and yeah, because when I first seen his channel, I didn't realize that who it was.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting there, and then when I talked to you and you were telling me Manitas, I was like, okay, I remember now.
That was my celly.
Yeah, because I remember when the riots kicked off on the basketball court, he was the second wave.
What are you talking about over there in Corcoran?
Yeah, Sadef.
Yeah, he was being current too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit. It's crazy. I just ran into somebody this morning from current.
Yeah.
They got out there working for ARC now. Like, they're going to be coming into the yard right here to fucking do the groups. And I quit doing them because the dude that was running it from there, he tried to act like he was tough, like he was somebody who was in prison. So, like, he was here most of his term, and he only got 2 115s this whole term, one for a cell phone and one for disrespecting officers. Like, he's never been violent in his life, but he came in here acting like a convict. And it's like, I can smell that shit a mile away. I lived that life, so I know who's real and who's not.
Yeah.
Like, now, just be you. I respect the fact that you got out. Like, that's cool. Don't come in here and act like you're hard when you're not.
Yeah.
But the homie that's going to be running it today, like, he was at my graduation ceremony, fucking, the homie Nitty from set. I didn't recognize him at first, but once he said his name out, I looked at him and was like, everyone kind of with him over there, because he was with all the busters when we were on CR. We almost had conflict with him a couple times. But like, I'm glad to see him out. He had lots of out. He made it out.
Yeah.
So what do you do on your live stream? What is that all about?
Just all sorts of shit. Just depends on what I feel like talking about really at that time. But I was ain't do one about huh? Yeah.
Okay.
But I was ain't do one I was gonna do a live about J Hands. Junior said, is Crow a skinhead? No, he's not.
Yeah, what?
Somebody said, is Crow a skinhead? I said, no, he's not.
What?
Somebody had said, is Crow a skinhead? I said, no, he's not.
Is Crow a skinhead?
Yeah.
Why?
No, because I have you right here on the phone with me. So
I mean, I'm hella racist, but I'm not a skinhead. I'm trying not to be racist anymore, but it's hard when people are ignorant.
So that's something somebody had asked about before. They asked why is it that the Northerners all basically program with the blacks?
Okay, well, that's not necessarily true. Like, yeah, there's certain fucking agreements and shit, but like, my first engagement with blacks was in New Folsom in 2000 when I went to the hole. Actually, I went to the hole in 99. I was there from 99 to 2000. We were at that time going to the shoe yard in the hole with the blacks, the Bloods and the 415s. Well, like, one of my first yards, it was my first or second yard, we went out there and we had paperwork on one of the main blacks, the shot callers for the Bloods. He was a sex offender. So we told the Coonies program under our safe word. So, hey, man, this dude got to go. Either you guys get him, and if not, by the end of the year, we're going to get him. But what we didn't tell them was if we had to get them, we were getting all of them.
Yeah.
Because for them not getting them, they're pretty much with them. And we blasted them. So, like, that's it for this on the shoe yards. And, like, yeah, we have a history they have a history of programming together. But, like, different generations, like my generation, it was more out of necessity, not out of want. Because my generation was more, fuck them, they're blacks and niggers. Like, we just had to hide it around certain people because we'd be disciplined for it. But nowadays, you see these kids from up north, and they act black. They got cornrows, they got gold teeth, and all that shit. They're more of a fucking blended generation, so it's different now.
Yeah.
But it just depends on where they're from, and like Merced was hella racist. We grew up with a migrant community. Like we used to smack on blacks. We smacked on the pie roofs right there on the north side before we let them claim the north side. We put through changes. It's just once they show you they're with it, then you can't do nothing but respect it.
Yeah.
The ones from my hood were with it. Like the Coons were with it. They got on our paperwork and they program just like us. But the majority of blacks, the Bloods, the Crips, like they're on some other shit. They separate this. They encourage that shit. Like to blacks, it's a whole different thing. And to me, that's why I call them animals. Like there's just certain shit as a man that I will not accept.
Yeah.
And victimizing women and children is right up there. But yeah, I never liked that programming with them because I had a hard time trusting Northerners that weren't from my hood.
Yeah.
Now you're going to tell me how to trust my life with blacks? Like, nah. I'm good.
Hey, so with the Northerners, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are they getting away with like doing these hits without paperwork?
Because a lot of shit, okay, like an active Northerner can go do shit to any dropout, anything they want, and get away with it.
Yeah, but what about the active on active?
Well, you gotta hide it. Like my whole career out there before I got locked up, I couldn't work on other fucking Northerners. Like, yeah, I did shit on scraps too, but the majority was against the west side of my town, against Dead End and all them fools. But I didn't go around saying, hey, well, yeah, I did say, this is Crow, fuck you, I'm from RBL one time. Before I got busted, I shot a bunch of motherfuckers in front of a party. But, like, that's all they're doing out there. They're hiding shit. They're not, because if they get caught barefaced doing shit on another Northerner,
Yeah.
and there's proof or there's witnesses, it's their ass.
Okay, so
and even then, it depends on who's running that red where it happens at. Because there was shit happening in a town between homes from my neighborhood and fools from Dead End, like just simple fist fights, head up pace. And because the regiment was ran by somebody from Dead End, the dude from Dead End that got in the fight was okay. Nothing happened to him. He was all good. But my home, the dude from the north side, and that's who wasn't. He was deemed no good. And it was a mutual fight.
yeah.
Nobody won, nobody lost. It was just a straight up fight. Like, that's favoritism.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
one of the reasons why I chose to walk away from that shit. Because they got so many rules and guidelines you got to follow, but they don't. It's all about favoritism.
Yeah. And whatever benefits them.
Yeah. It's like my first stabbing I caught in prison, I was on the line for 3.5 months, and I caught an attempted.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
That should have never happened. For one, I was moved into a cell with a brother to get my education, so I should have never left the yard. And the other reason I should have never left, there was 7 bros that were obligated to stab people when it came up in my building alone. So one of them, if not 2, should have done it. I should have never done it. I was just a regular Northerner still. I was just manpower.
Yeah.
But yet all them pussies had an excuse why they couldn't do it. So I said, I want to prove myself anyways. But like, it's just it's popularity contest.
Yeah. Who knows?
Hey, like,
Who knows who's in a higher position, really?
yeah, the low man on the totem pole gets used up. It's sad. They don't care about their people. They just use them.
So
I've seen that early on.
So if you're a youngster and you're coming in and say you're getting 30 years or 40 years to life, they're just saying use you up until you're tired of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Unless you're connected to other people, like, yeah, it's a good chance. Like, I came in with 36 without a hell. And like I said, I caught attempted murder in less than 4 months.
Yeah.
That should have never happened. Like, it was supposed to be 3 of us doing it, 1 splicing, 1 bombing, and 1 security. My bomber and security both fucking froze and peed on themselves, toned out. And they didn't get hit after that. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, I had to do it all myself. And it's like, yeah, I was pissed off, but at the same time, I didn't care. I showed them who I was.
Yeah.
It's just, that whole shit is watered down now. Right? They're letting people go back. Like, I could go back if I had enough money to pay them.
Yeah.
But why would I? Like, that's
Basically paying them to go back and get killed. Oh, that phone call ended. Yeah, so we were originally talking about just about like Jay Hans from Renegade Media. We were locked up with them on the yard. And at first when I seen his first live, I didn't realize who he was until I had got off the phone with Crow and he was telling me, and I was like, I thought back for a minute. I'm like, okay, now I remember who he is. And he was with it. And hey, what's up, Eric? Junior said if he went back, they would just use him up. Let me see. Let me answer this one more time real quick. Oh, it ended. But yeah, Junior, that's all facts. They would just use you up. See, what I was trying to talk to him about was like these kids that are going in with like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. They're going in and they're then be the main ones getting put up to do the work, the dirty work and shit. Because you're coming in off the streets and you then have to already prove yourself, like he was saying. And then if you don't want to do it, you then be deemed no good. And then have people ready to hit you at the same time. Street Squeeze, I didn't get a chance to call you back, bro. Been real busy with my job. I will hit you this week. Oh yeah, it's good. Whenever you can. But yeah, Crow knew the runner from before he went to prison, and Crow had caught a murder at high school. He got tried as an adult, but a couple of dudes went to run up on him, and he ended up stabbing dude, and it was a lucky hit. Ended up hitting him in the heart, and it killed him. But he's been down 26 years, I believe. Maybe more than that. Maybe around like 30 years, I think he said. And he went up for board, and they denied him at board. But the last 6 years, he said that he's been doing everything they want, doing all their classes, all the programs. He did all the NAs, all the AAs, every program you could think of that was available, he's done and graduated and became like chairman of the classes and shit like that. and they still denied him at board. They did the psych eval. They wanted him to admit to them that he did the killing, even though he got found guilty. They still wanted him to like say to himself that he did the killing, and they did the psych eval on him, and the psych eval said that they thought that he was still like high risk, even though he's been out of the mix for 6 years now. And Junior said, "Isn't that self-defense?" You would think it was self-defense, but they said that it was gang related. Oh, Street Squeeze says, "Hit them fucking likes, folks. This is a real one. Homeboy was my celly back in 2008. Yes, me and Street Squeeze, we've known each other a while. He was actually a celly that I was tatting on. We were in San Quinn together. And he was a youngster. He came in on some shit too. And he wanted tatted, so I ended up, we sat there and we burned razors and fuck everything else we could get a hold of to make the ink. And we sat there and burned the razors underneath paper bags on the floor, and the whole cell would be smoked out. Fucking black shit everywhere. You blow your nose for like 3 days, and all you have is soot coming out of your nose. But anyways, we ended up making the ink finally. And then fuck, what was it? We came up with like a staple or something, and hooked it to a toothbrush or a pin or some shit. I don't remember what the fuck it was. But we hooked it to that, and then I ended up picking a whole sleeve on him with just a staple in that ink. He said, "I still have the tats, look clean. I'm gonna have to hit over those with a gun though." Blaze said, "What's good, bro?" Hand. Oh, not much. How you doing, Blaze? Yeah, so Junior had said it was just a lucky hit. Yeah, it was. Well, it was an unlucky hit because it ended up costing that kid's life and then 30 years of his life so far. But he's got a date regardless, but he's supposed to have board again in January. But he says he's not letting go because he says it's just depressing because you go to board and then they shut you down and shit like that, even if you've been out of the mix and out of trouble. So he hasn't had a write-up in 6 years, but they're still holding everything else that he's done against him in CDC. Oh, yeah. Street Squeeze says, "You did my chest, stomach, ears, back. You can't tell it's picked." Yeah, I forgot about that. Damn, I did that much, huh? San Quentin's boring. You're in the cell, you got nothing to do. So if you tattoo, you're wishing that you got somebody like Street Squeeze that you could sit there and work on all day to take up time. Junior said you picked his tats. Yeah. 36 hours straight. Junior said that must have hurt. Yeah, I got a couple tats picked, like the little music notes on my ears I had picked. I don't like it. That shit is not fun. You like every single little dot, you feel it like dunk, dunk, dunk. Street Squeeze says off the methadone pills. Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, I was just wanting, I had Crow call so that I could man. So I could talk really about these kids that are going in and not realizing what they're gonna have to do. And then if you got that life sentence on top of you, boards then shut you down for everything you do. And if you're coming in with 10 years and more, they then require you to pick up a weapon. Unless you hit some little like poo butt 3 or 2 yard. And then it's mostly all hands on and shit like that. But if you're coming in with 10 years, 15 years, shit like that, there's a good chance that you're not going to go home, because there's a lot of shit that happens on the GP and the SNY yards. And I was at Salinas Valley years ago, and I ended up getting hit by 3 dudes right there. I dropped 2 of them. The third one, he ran. And the one that hit me with the piece ended up breaking after he hit me the first time. So I dropped the bigger one and then got on him. And when it happened, as soon as the incident was over, they put me in the showers, and I called all my boys from my cell phone and told them what happened. And these dudes, they had like a little stronghold right there, and we were trying to take it from them. So I called everybody and let them know that what happened before they took me to the hole. And I was talking with Crow the other day, and he was telling me, so I looked up this incident that happened with CDC incident and looked it up. Well, one of the dudes that was there on that yard was supposed to be by my side all the time until I was able to remove the dude that we were trying to take the power from. And they told him, like, if anything happens to him, something's going to happen to you. Well, I ended up going out to yard. He was supposed to go out to yard with me. He didn't go. So when I was on the phone with everybody, they're like, hey, is there any reason why he couldn't have been out of the yard? I said, no, none at all. Well, I've been out 5 years, and that fool just barely left. He left the prison that he was at. In January and February, they ended up killing him. And what people don't realize is, like, dude was a lifer. There was no reason why he couldn't have been out there with me. And he went in for like murder and kidnapping and shit like that. And it was his job that he was like basically told what to do. He was told to go to that yard and to take power from this dude. And he got to the yard and he didn't do it. So I volunteered to go to that yard. And when I got there, as soon as I got there, the Bloods from Sacramento had shot me down a phone. And they said, because there was nobody right there in my area from my people. And so they had a phone ready for me when I got there. And this dude was in the next section over. And so as soon as I got there, they shot me the phone. I ended up sending a kite over to the dude to tell him to come to my cell, who was the one that was supposed to take his power over there, and he didn't do it. And he had already been there like 5-6 months, so he was in question now. And they wanted to know why he didn't follow out his orders like he was supposed to. And he just kept making up excuses. Yeah, Junior. And he just kept making up excuses on why he didn't carry out his duty. So he was a porter for our building. He went around, did all the cleaning and shit. And so he came out for work at night, and he came to my cell to talk to me. And I have my phone already, and I'm like, hey, dude wants you to call him. So I called him on speakerphone, and I put the phone to the door so he could hear. And they're telling him, like, hey, you're already in question. Like, why didn't you carry out your orders? And he just had excuses, and they told him, like, okay, well, now he's got the orders now, and you do everything you can to be by his side, make sure that he don't go outside by himself, nothing like that. And told him basically, like, something happens to him, something didn't happen to you. And something happened to him. It took him 5 years for dude to leave that prison, but when he left, because he let me go out to the yard and something happened, that it ended up catching up to him. And I was watching a video, and Gunner was saying that it doesn't matter if you do 1,000 good things for your group, one fuck up, you're done. And that's true. this dude had been putting in work for the last 25 years or so. And he got shipped over to a prison that he didn't even want to go to. And there was orders to take control, and he didn't go out to do it. And that was the only time that basically like he ever fucked up. And he put himself in that position by saying that he would handle it when he got there. But if you're going in with a lot of time, you're going to be mandatory to carry a weapon. All the GP yards, you're carrying a weapon no matter what. And regardless of what anybody says, there's only one place you can hide that weapon. So for those trying to say, oh, they didn't have to hide their weapon and shit like that, they're full of shit. But I watched another video and somebody was talking about going on to these level 4s and these 180s, and you have to have a shitload of time, which isn't the case. Like if you go in, CDC does a calculation of your points. They go off of your age, they go off of your crime, they go off of how much time you got to do. Did you graduate high school? They add in all these factors to decide what level security they need to place you at. So now if you're in county jail and you're catching a bunch of bullshit fights and shit like that, when you hit CDC, they're calculating in all that to your point system. So you could go in with 2 years, 3 years, and you're then hit a level 4 or a 180. And then you might not be going out. You might end up catching life in there. I knew 2 dudes, both were 2 years to the house. When I got out, they had 2 years left. One caught life, and the other one caught 50 years to life plus 60 years to life. 2 years to the house. Joey George 559 says, "Hey, homeboy, what's going on, Joey George?" But yeah, it's dangerous in prison. And regardless of who you are, you're going to be clicked up with somebody. And you could try to say that you want to just go around and you want to program by yourself, but you're not going to be programming by yourself. You're not going to be doing what you want. Like if you go in, you're listening to somebody no matter what. Joey George 559 said, "Fresnick in here. I got an important message." What's that? Probation officer's perspective. Salute. Hey, what's going on, Charlie? How you doing? Joey George, what's your message? I met a Fresnick years ago, back in, what was it? 2006, I believe. I had met him at Soledad prison on the 3 yard when I first went in. And he was the only one I ever met in while doing time. Turn these off real quick. Speakers are making a bunch of noise. Man, it's cold out here today. I was waiting to see what this message was from Joey George, but I haven't got nothing yet. Junior, what up with the Raider helmet? You don't like the Raiders? Junior? You're hearing car alarm going off. Starting to rain again. Junior said Niner gang. Oh man, so is my lady. Set that here real quick. Oh shit. Hold on one second. Blaze said Raiders. I was waiting to see this message still, but he still hasn't sent it yet. This face said Packers. Chargers. Powered by the culture said Chargers. Junior said born and raised in the Bay. Have you seen everybody else smoking on their lives? So I didn't feel bad right now. It's only swishers though. Nothing else. Junior said born and raised. Street Squeeze says anybody place bets on price picks or sleeper. I don't really bet on the sports. I would bet when I was in the hole at Old Corcoran. I was in the hole for the 2 attempted murders, and I would bet, but we were betting on the. I was betting on baseball games because I'm a Giants fan. So I would sit there and I would have my radio on and I would listen to the Giants games and shit like that. And I'd bet on those. Joey George 559, you're the only one to call out the bullshit on Gunner. Look, said I asked. Street Squeeze said I hit every day on these. Their money to be made. I do NBA and baseball. Yeah, I don't do the sports betting. We got a thing over at our store, and it's this River Monster app, and it's like an online casino and shit. You pay at the store, you put your money on it right there, and then whatever you win, you can cash out there. I hit 500 on it, and then like 2 days later, I hit 1,000, and then I hit another 500, and there's a few times that I've cashed out right there. Let me shut this door real quick. The stupid cats are trying to come in here. All right. What's it called? It's called River Sweeps. I play River Sweeps River Monster. I play River Monster. Watch, I'll show you right now. So Joey George said, why is Dubs in denial about being a DO? I don't know. So like that's the game. And then it's got like a bunch of different games that you could play. And yeah, I probably hit like 2,500 on it so far. I'll put like $40 on it usually though. I remember going to Candlestick Park and freezing my ass off. Oh yeah, it's cold down there, especially right there at the where they play. Street Squeeze said, I'm gonna try it. Yeah, they should have it at the stores right there in Modesto. Which one? I'm trying to think which one would have it. Maybe the smoke shop right there in West Side. Across from Rite Aid or whatever. They might have it right there. Otherwise, really any of the little liquor stores usually do it because all the little liquor stores out here, you can go in and you put the money on and they'll cash you out. Like you cash out as soon as you win. And then I got like certain games that I'll play. I only play like 2 games on there because I always hit on them. But Joey George, anyway, love your channel and boy, keep it up. Hey, thank you, Joey George. Yeah, it's the first time I seen you in the comments. Powered by the Culture said, do you think it's very weird how Dubs and Runner are infatuated with Wes? I don't know. I think it's more weird how they're infatuated with each other. Like, who's the top and who's the bottom in that relationship? Because they're always on some. One can't post a video without the other one copying it. So it's like, come on. And I've never met any dude that will stand up and try to back up somebody even when they know it's bullshit. Like you're intentionally making yourself look bad because you say that's your friend. That's crazy shit. And like there was something I wanted to post, my girl wouldn't let me, just to show that they're both fucking full of shit all the time. But Blaze said they definitely lovers. Oh yeah, shit. They sit there and they drink together, finish each other's sentences, talk about where they had date night. Probation officer's perspective said, "I play the fish tables." Kush says, "Central classified. You from Modesto?" No, I'm from Oakland. I lived in Modesto. I've lived in Modesto, Riverbank, Merced. I lived in Atwater for a minute before I caught my case. And then the Bay Area, Oakland and San Leandro. And then my dad lived in like Hayward and shit, but yeah. So what's somebody want to talk about? What's going on? Yeah, I've never even watched any of that do West videos. I'll watch hold on. Wilson Combat 1911. Gunner's definitely a power bottom. I get at him on YouTube and IG about some fake shit. Gunner deletes everything. Oh yeah, he did the same shit to me. I had seen some shit and he'll block me. He'll put me to where you couldn't even find him. Yeah, it's crazy. Like you throw comments out there, and I even tried commenting like from my channel on his comments, and it got him so mad that he deleted the uploads. And it's like, what's so hard about answering the question? You answer all these other questions, but when somebody asks you a real question, you don't even deny it. You just ignore it. Like people think that if you ignore something long enough, it just goes away, and it don't. Blaze said he hates the truth. Yeah. And there's a lot of truth that could be out there. Like my boy Crow fucking he knew him from the streets. He knew him in prison too. And he said earlier, like, he knew who Crow was, and when Crow approached him, he was scared of him. And then he at first he tried denying that he was a writer or whatever, and then he ended up finally coming clean to him. Wilson Combat 911. He claims to be tight with the homie Brindle. Funny thing is, I grew up with Brindle's stepdad. Lo and behold, Brindle doesn't know that lame. I asked him. Yeah, well, if you watch the videos, you'll find a lot of times where somebody mentions somebody and he knows them all. I told my girl that earlier. There was a video on, and all of a sudden he knew two of the people, and it's like, come on, you know all these people, but you can't go out to meet people. You can't go outside. You're not even in the same state as all these people that you're claiming that you know. And then all these dudes on these yards, he's claiming, oh, that he's been doing this and that, and nobody knows him. CCO, pretty boy. Runner said he was general or a chief of vigilante in Merced before living up in the woods in Oregon. Great channel, though. Keep up the good work, bro. Hey, thank you. Yeah. I honestly, I never heard of him until when this court shit was starting. And I didn't know he had a YouTube channel. I didn't even know who the fuck he was. Never heard of him out on the streets. I only heard like one time, and that's when I was searching around on YouTube, and I found that video where GB was dissing him on a live. Junior R said Daniel says going in Joker and Runner on his live. When's he going live? I missed the last couple of his lives because I've been busy trying to do stuff. I've been trying to get this boat finished so I can get it back to the person, and then dealing with these little dogs and shit. Damn Frenchies be going wild all the time. Constantly trying to tear shit up. I still got a couple of them left. Good deal. Anybody that's interested. Oh, he's going live now. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, he's already live? Is he already live right now? Have a raffle? I was going to try a raffle, but it's hard to, I think it's hard to do a raffle because it's hard to get people that, he went live 14 minutes ago. Oh yeah, I got him on right now. I had a comment in there real quick. Yeah, I was going to do a raffle, but it's hard to get people to put money into a raffle because people will think it's rigged and shit. So I think the only fair way that I'd be able to do that would be either having like filling out the names on a live and putting them in, and then having like one of my daughters pick out the winner or something like that. But I'd want to keep it fair too. I wouldn't want to put like too many people into a raffle on a puppy because we've been selling the puppies for $2,500. So I wouldn't put in more than, say I did a raffle for $100 a person. I wouldn't let more than 25 people go on one of the puppies because then it's not fair because we're only trying to get 25 for it. So I'd want to keep it like that with the raffle prices and stuff. But I never really got anybody that want to actually go into the raffle. 25 is a sweet deal for those pups. Oh yeah. And I don't know if I showed before. Let me see. Like right here's that's the litter certificate. AKC paper. Right there's the paperwork on all of them. Certified pedigree. So they're all legit. Like it's just dog prices are down. They've been down for a while now. Like when I first started selling bullies, we were getting like 1,000 a puppy. Now their price is down on those too. Jack, he said the most important thing is vetting the person that purchases the dog to make sure it goes to a good home. Oh yeah, exactly. And I've always told everybody too when I sell a dog, like if it gets to the point for some reason that you can't keep it, let me know. I'll get it back because I don't want one of our puppies to end up in the pound like that. And one of the bullies I had sold, if you guys check out the shorts, the bully with the cropped ears was son to the other one that I had in the short, KJ. And Buster was the son. I ended up selling him to a high school teacher out in Ripon. And I think he was like 9 months old or 10 months old. And the dude was trying to like crate train Buster with his red nose, but he was putting them into one crate. And I tried telling him that he had to have them separated, but he was like, oh, they're doing good together. And they were at first until Buster started getting older. And then he ended up calling me up crying and stuff, was asking me if I could still take the dog because it got to where Buster ended up like tearing up his red nose. And so I told him, yeah, and I took off driving. I didn't even tell my lady where I was going. I just took off. And I drove out to Turlock, and I met him in Turlock, and he had the dog with me. And I was already calling people on the way there and the way back, and had a good home for him for when I got back. So I got back and I brought him in the house to show my lady, and then I ended up giving him to one of my boys because one of my boys wanted the puppies before. And the dude, he spent like $1,000 on the ears and shit like that. So he was already into the dog like $1,800 when I went and got it back. His Face 94 said the Frenchies are cool, but was more so a trendy breed. Yeah, well, it depends on like what type of Frenchie too, because a lot of these breeders are fucking the Frenchie game up, and they're doing like super close inbreeding on them, trying to lock in certain traits. And when they're locking in these traits, they're giving them deformities and fucking them up too, to where you got this dog that looks like a full-size Frenchie, but then he's got the fucking legs this tall, and the dog can't even walk to take a piss. They're like, basically you stand there and you got to carry the damn dog around with you and shit. And it's just been fucking them all up. Like, it's already bad enough that Frenchies, they can't have natural birth. They have to be C-section. And that shit's expensive. That shit like $4,500 just on a C-section for them. So you figure you're getting around maybe 6 puppies if you're lucky. If you're doing like artificial, you're then getting maybe 4 puppies out of one breeding. And then you figure you're paying $4,500. You gotta sell your puppies off for at least $2,500 just to make any sort of profit off of it. Between all the foods, the shots, the vet, all that bullshit, like that shit's expensive. Unless you go with some like hillbilly ass fucking vet dude that wants to come to your house and cut your dog up for you right there and take out the babies and shit. But yeah. I was checking out Daniel's live real quick. I usually go to his lives when he's on.
So if Ryder G or somebody want to tap in on that, I got that link posted.
I'm gonna tap in on his link real quick. Let's see what's going on right here. Haven't pulled me up on his. Let's see.
Ain't nobody take them serious, huh? What up, Brandon? What's good, brother, man?
Oh, not much. I was doing a live, and then they told me that you were on a live, so I had to tap in with yours real quick.
Yeah, you know what? When I first came on, I originally went on to YouTube before I remember to go on the StreamYard.
Yeah.
I seen you on there and shit.
Hold on.
I was like that. I was thinking you wouldn't be able to tap in because you were gonna be on yours and shit.
Nah, I'm on the laptop. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close off my live, and everybody could go over to yours and get you some views right now.
I appreciate you, bro. Damn, see.
All right, hey everybody, tap in on Daniel Saez's live right now.